Hello everyone, Turn One Hand here. Just wanted to make a tier list and kind of share my thoughts on the day one meta, and how strong, budget friendly, or anything about the deck is. I'll probably be streaming and on Twitch and YouTube, so subscribe and follow for more. Anyways, for context, I've played Magic the Gathering, I played One Piece, I played Legends of Runeterra, I played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I played OG Shadowverse. So I have a rough idea of what the meta generally is, or like playstyles and just familiarity with card games overall. And but still, very important. This is literally the second day of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. So likely things are going to change, and anyone who said like oh that tier list is definitive, it's straight up lying to you. But with that being said, this is just my thoughts. My thoughts. Feel free to disagree. I don't think any deck has that much variance that is like that much below C tier, so you'll probably just end at C tier. Kicking things off first with Portercraft. I think this deck probably is the strongest at the moment just because it's the most versatile. Everyone's talking about this, but I think this is a trap. I think what the deck primarily will end up being is going through and fusing into these three artifacts depending on your needs. Like if you need more board control, if you need to restore defense, or if you need to go aggro. I think this is ultimately what's or even maybe a combination of these both. Where you use one to deal with your opponent's board while using the other to deal damage to the enemy leader. I think ultimately that's what's going to be best for the Portercraft, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Time will tell. Secondly, I think these are probably quite up there. I'm not sure though. Hold on. Let's go one by one. I know for sure Swordcraft would be up there. Swordcraft, it's just Swordcraft Zoo. Currently, I think the best way to play is just to play all the best cards. It's super expensive though. Like, preferably you want all three legendaries, and with the game economy being what it is right now, that's not gonna end up doing well. So it's just play the three best cards, play and just fill the board up with whatever followers you have in your hand. Albert alone is a great finisher, and so I think it deserves the A spot. Abysscraft. Oh, this one hurts because look at all the cards. They look so good. Abysscraft cards look so good, but I think aside from Ceres and Mukan, I think the rest of Abysscraft is a bit underwhelming at the moment. I haven't seen anyone, me or my friends, or even the players I play against, have good showings for this. So I don't think it's that great at the moment. I would say it's probably the worst performing among all of it. Cerberus is not a bad mid-range card, so that's that. But there's no good game finisher. Medusa is somewhat of a board wipe, but it only clears 3 things, and there are so many things. Swordcraft can literally flood the board. Same with Portercraft and Aragavi. If you're fighting an aggro deck and you evolve, they might thank you. They might start emoting on you. So at the moment, at least, I feel like Abysscraft probably the worst deck. Dragoncraft, very interesting. It's either A or B. Depends on which one you're talking about. If you're talking about Ruler of Cocytus Dragoncraft, B for sure. I feel, because it just lacks. Let's jump into this. Let's transition into this first. Ruler of Cocytus. So you transform your deck to the Apocalypse deck. The problem is you only draw 1 card per turn, and there just isn't enough finishing power. Dragon Aggro though, I do think this is probably better. Just because if you can overflow into Genesis Dragon early on, and your opponent doesn't have Ward, or even just Twilight Dragon, or even just a Forte at like turn 5, that's probably pretty good. That's probably pretty good, guys. A pretty good mid-range card as well. Dragon aggro probably a bit better, but I'm not sure if it's worthy of the A tier. It's low A, high B definitely. Kuon though. Uh, Definitely the most disappointing at the moment. I want to say. I've My friend has this deck. I've seen him play it. I've also just tried playing it from his account a bit, and I've played against it. Not a lot though. It's surprising it's not that popular. I feel, but it's just not good enough. So the combo revolves around Kuon and Dimension Climb. The problem is board presence and board control is a very huge thing in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, and a lot of cards, like particularly at Havencraft, look at they can just deal 6 damage to all followers, and Kuon at the moment just lacks finisher. Essentially, it doesn't deal enough direct damage. There's not enough burn spells to really. Next off is Havencraft. Havencraft at the moment just revolves around playing out all your amulets. If you don't draw Jean, play Rodeo to play out more amulets. It honestly seems like a pretty strong strategy. Jean does a lot, like dealing 2 damage to everything. Meanwhile, having Lapis as a continuous follower, being able to give it Storm, and with this, it's just 9. It's a 9/10. It's pretty strong. Uh, Unfortunately, I don't have this deck, so I haven't been able to try it, but it looks pretty strong. This might be a bit premature, but I feel like it's A tier. Orcus. It's it giving Storm and Bane is great. You can clear the board. You can clear the board and deal damage. The problem is you only deal a total of, let's say if you even have another enhanced puppet, or let's say you play this on 9 and you have another enhanced puppet to play after super evolving. So that's 10 damage, maybe. Assuming you go towards the face. It's not bad. It's not bad, that's for sure. But I don't know if it's A tier. I feel like it's probably a bit below Dragon Aggro. Yeah, I think so. I think these two are about the same tier at the moment. I feel like Orcus has better mid game board control. Meanwhile, as long as you can ramp, Dragoncraft definitely beats it. Forestcraft, A tier. Probably. It requires more skill to play. So if you're taking ease of use into account, I would say Swordcraft is better, but Forestcraft, if you know what you're doing, I see a lot of players doing really well with Forestcraft. Arya being a crest, quite game changing. All your pixies suddenly have Storm. That's super good, and as well as Roach still being a thing, and Roach running on combo now. So you could potentially have a turn where you just play four fairies, maybe bounce one, maybe play it again, and then suddenly you're hitting for on board, like again almost 10 damage a turn. So looks like it could be pretty strong. And that's just the fairies, the pixies, and the fairies and the roach without any like pump anything. So it seems pretty strong at the moment. Mainly carried by Arya, I would say. I think you know what, all the A tiers are pretty interchangeable. I think all the A tiers are good candidates at the moment. And not to say that these are bad. I feel like the cutoff point really is. I think the only one that's not impressing me right now, it really is Abysscraft. But everything other than that, it's probably good enough. Especially since it's still early on. The problem is, I would say, you know what, I'm putting the Swordcraft to below Forestcraft. Forestcraft, you just need Arya to get working. Swordcraft, the more legendaries you have, the better the deck is. So I have to minus some points for just how expensive it is, and the game's economy isn't that great. Maybe I'll make a video on it later on. But yeah, so I think I'm pretty happy with this for now on day one. But again, this is day one. who knows? Like I feel like even a week from now it will likely change. But yeah, this is it. Let me know what you think. Let me know like maybe if you have more thoughts. I would say I'm really not familiar with Amulet Haven, so that's the one I'm most unsure about. Kuon, I'm pretty sure about, but it seems like I feel like this might be a hot take. I've heard some people have very great success with it. And yeah, subscribe for more. Bye bye.